Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. Today we're going to be talking about The Way of the House Husband. So this came out last year in February, and I remember seeing a lot of buzz for this on the Twitter, and I was pretty interested in it at the time because it just looked like my kind of manga, right? And the main premise is a former Yakuza leaves everything behind and becomes a house husband, and his wife works in fashion. We don't really see a lot of her work in the first volume, where it's mainly just focusing on the daily life of this ex-Yakuza member who was nicknamed the Immortal Dragon. He's got a very striking, intimidating design with the classic sleeked hair that Yakuza members have, scar over his eye. He's wearing those aviator shades, and of course he's got the Yakuza tattoos you could see, peeking out of his clothes. Now, this is finally getting localized in the US. Thank you to Viz for giving us a review copy to check it out. I was very hyped to see what's going on in here. This is releasing tomorrow at the time of this recording. That's September 17th. You could pre-order it now, get it anywhere you buy your manga. It's $12.99 US dollars, or if you head on over to Amazon, where I pre-ordered it, you can get it there for $9.67. That's their listing price right now. You still have time to pre-order if you want to check it out. I highly recommend it. So let's get into it. I checked it out. First off, a very easy read. Since it's more of just a day-to-day basis in this guy's life, we don't really have a lot going on. So it's fairly easy to read. I was able to read it in roughly probably 45 minutes to an hour. It was only like 160 so pages. So that's not really too bad. We have our main character, Tatsu, that he is the ex-Yakuza member known as the Immortal Dragon. In the volume, they explain like one of his legendary defeats that gave him this nickname by taking out many factions of other Yakuza dojos. I believe that's what they call them there, in one night. Then we see his wife Miku every now and then. Like I mentioned before, she is a person in the fashion industry, and she's a fan of some type of idol anime, Polticure, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Like police idols is kind of what I think it is. And then we have our other main character, Masa, who shows up every now and then. Somebody who who still is in the Yakuza world that knows Tatsu. And he shows up every now and then, mainly for just really bringing back the Yakuza world into the plot. And some comedy relief. There was some of the bonus chapters that we got at the end of the volume where the title comes into play in one of the chapters that I find pretty funny. And overall, yeah, I really enjoyed reading this. This was pretty lighthearted, way more than I thought. The humor was also really great with our character. It's one of those tropes where, we have a stiff character trying to be something he's not, right? He's such a natural Yakuza persona that it's very hard for him to try to become this house husband. So, he's going to like classes to learn how to cook. There's people pointed out that he's pretty scary still, not as friendly, outgoing, you could say. And just him interacting with normal people is where the main content is. And it's high quality content right there. It's so fun to see. There was one chapter where he has to watch one of the neighbors' kids while they go off to work or they have some meeting to go to. And so we're like, okay, we have a Yakuza member hanging out with this kid. One of the first chapter, I believe, is this door-to-door salesman trying to sell knives to elderly in the neighborhood. And when he opens the door, we just see our main character, Tatsu, and the way the Tatsu is drawn is very intimidating for normal people, right? He's usually he's pretty tall. His head's always kind of slanted to the side, kind of, how delinquents would look, right? Of course, he has the scar in his eye. You could, tattoos always poking out. And, you know, he's always wearing his casual Yakuza outfit with an apron over it, which I think is pretty good. Potential cosplay on that one. You know, it's so fresh to see. But yeah, he's there and there's blood on him because he's just cooking and he's got a knife in his hand. And they're just like, what the heck's going on? And there's other situations as well where, like, oh, if he slips and falls, like in an accident, some people, oh my God, what happened? And it looks pretty bloody. And it's like, oh yeah, look what he's, you know, how he looks. And then he still has the mannerisms of being a Yakuza member, so he'll have those similar terms to, like, he calls his wife boss, and like he was what do they call it, like a Roomba? He's messing with that and calling it the new guy. And so, you know, when normal people see it, they're just like, oh God, it is a Yakuza person, and he just got stabbed by this new guy. And it's pretty funny overall. We do get some pretty good stuff, even with him interacting with other people that are delinquents, thugs, other Yakuza people in this volume. And he kind of really doesn't bat an eye. And the main focus that we have for this manga is really not about his past, right? We get maybe one glimpse, a few glimpses, I guess, at what his past life used to be. Nothing really explained yet. We just know that his wife found him, I guess, after some type of raid that happened or whatever, you know, and there's blood everywhere. And he is just, you know, that aura is emitting out of him. And, you know, to summarize, I'm pretty sure that she, you know, she's the reason that he quit. And yeah, I'm looking forward to more of this manga. I'm very glad it's coming out here to the West. Like I said, it was pretty hype on Twitter when the first chapter came out, so I'm finally glad I'm able to read it. Again, it comes out tomorrow, guys, so I highly recommend checking it out. It's totally worth the price, and I cannot wait. So thanks again, Viz, for giving us a copy to check out. And that's really all I have to say right now without getting more into what it is, because at the end of the day, it's as fun as this manga is. You know, another key point for it is that it's not overly complex like a, say, One Piece. You know, look how daunting One Piece is to a newcomer, right? Regardless of how many volumes it is, just there's so much story elements in there. It's really ridiculous once you get to a certain point. But here, we're really not going to escalate in plot, I don't think. You know, there's really no overarching stories that go over one chapter. You know, it's literally just the day-to-day life of a Yakuza learning, you know, the ways of the household husband, right? As the title suggests. So yeah, it's really fun. Like I said, the bonus chapters were great too. We get one with Tatsu, and then we get one with Masa. So those are pretty fresh. I always love those bonus chapters with these kind of mangas. And yeah, again, I was really surprised to see the humor in here. And it's, you know, high quality, like I said. So definitely check it out, guys. Totally worth it. And that's all I got to say today. So remember, you can follow us on social media at Unversed Podcast if you want to stay up to date with episodes. And you can email us, unversedpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you thought of this manga. Would love to hear the feedback, as I will definitely have this on my manga list, and we'll talk about it some point into the future, right? Let those chapters build up before I really dive into this series. So thanks for listening, guys. And as always, we'll catch you on the next episode.
Yo, it's fuck 'em though. Fuck the government, dog. What up in their bongs, got a bitch who wanna fuck with me, tryna sing my songs, words slurred cause she dumb tipsy, straight bummy OJ's worth $1.50, kush up in my lungs, OJ up in the cup, pissy, fuck with me, suits tryna milk me for my talent till they done with me, done tryna suck up all these nutrients, these crumbs give me, listen to my catalog and lie like you don't fuck with me, built this fucking city from the ground up, weeds in my circle get jumped, that's a round up, stay puffing gas, if I don't I get wound up, the top gets lonely little homie, but the ground sucks, I could fuck around and kill a guy, rappers trying to reach up on my toes, but the ceiling's high, A&R discussions all up in your fucking feelings, why I gave my son's life and I ask him, do you really try? maintain. Call the plug, blow the fucking mainframe. I ain't even talking shit, boy, it's all the same thing. Oh, I'm about to hit a lick, click, click, bang, bang. Who the fuck I gotta shoot?